Okay, so this module is going to be very quick, but going to be very, very powerful because it's very, very easy to just execute on, right? So this is the notion of it's an NLP notion in the NLP language of the toward and away language, right? So essentially, NLP language patterns help us to understand that there are times when we're inspired to do something just by because of our ambition, and we have a strong desire to move towards our objective. And on other occasion, we'll feel more driven to move away from a difficult situation rather than towards a particular goal, right? We want to stop something because of a disease. We want to stop feeling this way, or we want to stop being in a bad situation, right? Because it's too painful, and we don't want to be in this situation anymore, right? And so, just by understanding how your customers are talking about your products or your competitor product or the outcomes on Reddit or whatever, we'll see after that. Just by understanding, what kind of like language they're using, what's the type of language they're using, either towards or away, and if your product is motivating them to essentially move towards their goal or away from something that they don't like, is very, very important because if there's an overwhelming majority of people that are talking about your product in a way that it helps them get motivated to go towards their goal or towards something, well, making the ads for in with that language type is going to resonate much more than if you would do it with kind of like a way language, right? So for example, we have two testimonials from Athletic Greens, which is the greens powder, right? And just so you know, so you can do that just like on a small scale and just like go through reviews or go on Reddit and see that, or you can, for example, upload an entire review list and put it into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to see what's the majority of people looking for, like towards or away in terms of language, right? And this is very easy. You can just like explain to ChatGPT what is the difference between towards and away. Ask the question if it understood what it is, and then just upload the review and ask it to do the analysis, right? But in that case, for example, here we have a toward and away review, right? So I'm 40-year-old, and I love this stuff. It gives me confidence in that I'm starting my morning right. I mix this with oat milk, blah 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 blah, right? And it finishes with the combination tastes like cocoa and gives me a boost. I love AG1, right? So this one is clearly that AG1 is helping this person gain something, right? It gives me confidence. It gives me a boost. So the person gains the confidence and it gains the boost in energy or whatever, right? So this is a toward type of language, right? People are moving toward, and it just like adds something to their life, right? Compared to this one, which is the away language type of review. So this has been a game changer for me. It is still positive, right? But I was feeling run down on the regular as a working mother of two young boys. I feel overall better and have not been getting mild regular headaches anymore since I started AG1, right? So this one still gains something because like it's a positive, it's a net positive on their lives because they feel overall better. But the thing is that AG1 removed something bad from their life, right? And they don't talk about the fact that only they feel better, but more about like that what they don't feel anymore, right? So I'm not feeling run down anymore. I'm not getting mild regular headaches anymore, right? So this is they're moving away from this painful and this not really like satisfying and feeling good situation, right? So this is like a very quick example of how these two reviews are like very different, and these two people are going to react differently in terms of the messaging, right? The first person is going to react more about like motivating copy and gaining something and getting closer towards your goal and towards more energy and more health and longevity and just like more to gain versus someone that needs to essentially find light at the end of the tunnel because they're run down and they're feeling bad and they want to move away from this, and like they're tired and they're just like sick and they don't want to have to feel this way anymore, right? And so you're going to have both of these people in your customer base, but by understanding how most of them are getting across in terms of how they just like do their own messaging essentially, then you can make ads that talk more to them with the same language type that you're using. If there is a 50-50, which can happen, or it's not really a clear win of like who's getting like who's like more towards or away. Well, you do both, right? We'll talk about what like the type of ads and the type of messaging later down the course, or later down the line in the course. But you just like make different types of messaging and test and just like see where like you have the better results, right? So very easy tip. As I said, use ChatGPT, do it yourself, talk to your customers, do customer interviews, go on Reddit, right? But understanding if your customer is looking to use your product to get closer to their goal or to advance toward their goal or to move away from a bad situation is very, very important, because that will make a big difference in how you market and how they perceive your messaging. Right. So hope that was insightful. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be talking to you in the next module. Cheers.